Hi, my faves. Good afternoon and happy Sunday. I know the self-care message is coming to all a little bit late today, but nonetheless, we move. Firstly, I want to say happy self-care Sunday to everybody. It is currently 4 p.m. my time, and I hope so far, if you're off from work, or even if you had to work, you were able to earmark a little bit of time for yourself today on Sunday. Now, today I am going to be doing something that I've never had to do before, and you all have never probably seen before, right? So this is cheesecloth, and I'm going to cut a piece of it, and I'm going to give it a backstory. All right, Zine? Now, last week was a very busy week for me, and because of that, I did not go shopping. I was literally just running on E, just trying to make sure that everything was going okay, and so I forgot to buy instant coffee. I also forgot to buy my oat milk creamer. So I do have some Jamaican coffee here, but it is the ground one. So what I'm having to do, let me tilt this down so you can see. I am going to be doling out 2 teaspoons of the ground coffee into my cheesecloth. Oh, probably don't even need that much. And make it tight up because coffee must drink. You know, I understand that a lot of shopping never get done, but coffee have to be drunken. Alright, so basically we just tie up in the cheesecloth so that when we put it in the cup and I throw the water on it, the coffee grounds do not like separate and fill up the little cup, you know? Because we want the juice, we don't want the dregs. See? So I have my coffee here and it smells good, you see? For some strange reason, the Jamaican ground coffee has a stronger scent than the instant coffee. I don't know if all of the ways that means what them have to rig it up for it to become instant, but I feel like you get a more pure, genuine flavor and scent from the ground coffee. I also don't have a fancy Keurig. What I have is a kettle, and for the time being, that is what I'm going to be using. So, pour on my little hot water. Yes. I already see the coffee come to life in the cup. See there? Proper coffee I make over here. I'm going to give it a few seconds. I'm going to be adding a pinch of salt because as much as the flavor intense, I know I still like my little salt in my coffee. And you know, so I have coconut milk. I could have put a little coconut milk in there since I don't have my oat milk, you know. But, jeez, forgot what coconut milk can now. I'm putting a pinch of nutmeg in it too. People who drink plain coffee don't know what you're missing out. This is the best way to have coffee, see? And then I'm gonna put just a little bit of honey in it. I don't need my coffee to be uber sweet, but I like to take the edge off a little bit. You know what I mean? Stir this round now while the coffee in there go on bubble. Jamaicans invent words for everything because bubble is a word that you don't necessarily know what it means, but when you use it in a sentence, it fits perfectly. Alright, and now that that is together, I'm going to just take the coffee in the cheesecloth. Oh, see, all the ground is still in there, not one bit, not in the coffee itself. Drop that in the sink, and now I'm just adding my oat milk. Alright, I can see how this tastes today. Yes, Father. This tastes like when your granny used to pick coffee, dry coffee, parch coffee, ground it with the mortar and pestle. And she make you get one little soup because you pick me, you're not supposed to drink coffee. But she give you one little taste anyways. That's how this is. Perfection. Anyways, today is Sunday, October 26th, and I wanted to make my self-care Sunday not so much about me and what I'm doing today, but I want to send my prayers and love, support, and good vibes out to the people of Jamaica today, because we are literally bracing for Hurricane Melissa. She's now a hurricane. She is now a category 4. She is now going to be a direct hit, and majority of it is going to be on the central and eastern end of the island, with the outer bands hitting the western side unless she shifts. But at this point at 4 p.m, she is still very much en route to be a direct hit. Jamaica has not really had a direct hit in a couple of years, and one of the problems with Melissa is that it is such a slow-moving storm that those are the storms that come with the most damage, because being at a category 4, that means the wind speeds are over 100 miles per hour. And normally a storm will kind of slow down as it, downgrade as it passes over land. But Melissa is going so slow and is picking up so much speed, wind and rain coming with it, that I am dreadfully nervous for my country. Jamaica has been on a path where we have seen it develop so much over the years, and to think that one hurricane could probably come and upend all of the hard work that has been put into the country is really giving me the shivers. I keep calling my relatives. I'm like, yo, all right, one want, all right, boom bang, let me know, can go Western Union, da 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 da. all of that. And I'm saying this as well, if you're in America or any overseas country and you can help your relatives, please help. We do not want any bad stories to be coming out of Jamaica, where there are so many people who have died in a bid to get to higher ground, to find food, to get help. If you can help, Jamaicans are helpful. Let me tell you, them are the miserablest people, you know, but you see when time come for their help, even if them have been kiss them teeth where you bad them for, they are still going to put in that maximum effort to help. Now, I do know that a few Jamaican subscribers are here. Hello, everybody. And even if you're not Jamaican, you have Jamaican relatives, or you know somebody who is in Jamaica right now. So what I wanted to do was to offer a few tips and tricks as to what to do as we're still in preparation mode. We still have a few hours left of preparation mode for Hurricane Melissa. The first thing I want to say is, try and gather all of your food supply, what you can afford at this time. I know it's not easy. I know not everybody have a bag of money to put on, but try and make sure that you cook all the food that is in your fridge. If a little chicken back you have, make a little chicken back soup. If a chicken neck, curry it up and make a stew. If you have 3 tin mackerel, put on the side. Make sure you cook 1 big pot of rice if you have rice, or if you need to make 50 dumpling, because what you're doing, cooking is a way of preserving food when you don't have electricity and when you don't have gas. And a lot of the times these are the moments when the gas choose to finish, when you don't have no way to get to a gas company, or they have no way to get to you. Also remember that roads might be impassable, so if you run out of stuff there, it may take a day or 2 before anybody can get to you. Zine, so cook everything in your fridge and then put it back in the fridge, because remember, it's very likely that you're going to lose electricity, but it's not exactly when you lose electricity the fridge are gonna get warm. It might give another 24 hours of coolness, and that in itself will help to preserve the food as the storm passes. Secondly, you want to ensure that all of your important documents are safe. Jamaicans, take out the birth certificate and the passport them from under the mattress now, right? Put them in some cloth and put them in a Ziploc bag. If you don't have a Ziploc bag, I know you have 3 or 4 scandal bags. Do not only tie them into 1 bag, tie them into the 3 or the 4 bags, because the more barrier you have, the less likely is it that these documents are going to get wet. So put them in a multiple bags and keep them in a safe, dry place as much as it is possible. Number 3, in terms of your roof, or if you live in rural areas where you have like a tank, you want to make sure that you're putting either sandbags or cement blocks, whatever you have, to provide some counter pressure to the wind. If there's no added pressure on top of your zinc roof, the wind is going to take it away. But the difference between having a roof and not having a roof might just be that added weight that you put on top of it, right? And then number 4, you want to make sure that your yardway is clear. If there's a tree with a limb hang down, make sure you cut that tree limb off. Cut the grass, do as much as you can do in preparation. If you have big stone around the place, move them away from the house, because those boulders can literally become missiles in 100 miles per hour wind. Okay, and I think so that was number 4, I think. So number 5, if you are in a flood prone area, a lot of the times people say you put sandbags to back off the water, especially if you don't have a retaining wall, right? I know enough of my countrymen not have sandbag and don't have the money to get sandbag, but you have crocus bag, right? So what you're going to do is fill that crocus bag, multiple crocus bags, up with dirt, just normal dirt. Put all a few stone in them if you can. Tie those bags and put them in the areas that you would less likely want the flood waters to approach. So the water will come regardless, but you can divert it using those big bags with the dirt and the stone in it, similar to the whole premise of sandbags. You don't need to go out go buy no sand. You have backside dirt in your backyard, dig it up, throw it in the crocus bag with 2 big stone, and use it for back off the front step and back off the back door of your house, so that you can divert the water away from inside of your house. See? The next thing you want to do is to make sure that you have a battery powered source of light in your home. It could be a flashlight, it could be a battery powered lamp or a solar powered lamp. You have those ones that have the radio attachment, so you can actually listen to the news and listen for announcements on it. Those ones are good ones to have. And you need to have some light source so that when the power goes, because we all know said JPS just wait for the first little gust of wind for lock off the light, we need to have some light source with us. If you're not fancy and you cannot afford one of those things, then there is no shame in going back to Old Faithful, aka our home sweet home lamp. Big up she has carried a lot of us through. What you want to do is make sure that you have your kerosene oil ready. Wet your wick. The lamp now the light, if the wick not wet with the wick isn't wet with kerosene oil. So make sure it's well saturated, so when you light the lamp, you get a nice little steady light from it, right? After that, you want to also ensure that if you have to use a kerosene powered lamp, that you put it in a safe place where it won't turn over or is in near proximity to things that might cause a fire. So not put it near the curtain, not put it near the bed sheet, put it in the middle of the ground if that's the only available space, put it on a tabletop that's away from paper or cloth like items, and also put it somewhere where the wind won't be able to knock it down. Right? Good stuff. That was number 5. For number 6, if you are in an area where you don't have pipe water, or even if you do, please understand that the storm coming in is going to be churning and stirring up all the water. So all the sediments that are in the water, all the bacteria, they want to sleep, are gonna wake up now. It is highly important that you boil your water. If you're getting it from a reservoir, if you're getting it from the tank in your house, if you're getting it from the main pipes that NWC supplies, you need to boil enough drinking water to get you through the storm. Boil it, leave it in a big pot. You can scoop it out for drink and for brush your teeth. You can take a risk and bathe with the other water, but in terms of drinking and brushing your teeth and even washing your face, you want to have that boiled water, and you want to boil it for at least 10 to 15 minutes. Make sure that the pot is bubbling vigorously. That is how you go and tell, say, all right, I feel like the water, yeah, most of the impurities, the heat probably take them out. Zine? If not, and you can afford it, try and make sure that you have at least 4 to 5 cases of bottled water. Because remember, even though the storm is forecast to pass by Tuesday, many roads may be impassable by trees, down power lines, road just break away, boulders in the road, all that jazz. So it no means that you are gonna have access to the shops. They might not have electricity too, so even if you have access to them, they may not be open. So what you want to do is to prepare yourself to make sure that you have enough stock at home to last you at least a week. Now, on the back of that, I need to say this, and this is last minute, so I would kind of hope that my people have already done this. If you're known to have a chronic illness like asthma, hypertension, diabetes, heart disease, please make sure that you have at least 2 weeks worth of medication. I don't know if pharmacies are going to be open tomorrow. I don't know if the NHF is going to be open tomorrow, but if they are, and you don't think you have as much of a 2-week supply, you need to try and go and get at least 2 weeks worth of medication. In the absence of you being able to do that, you need to go to a hospital to stay. If your road gets broken away, if your road becomes impassable and you have an emergency, nobody will be able to get to you. If you are a pregnant woman in your final trimester, you need to go to a hospital. It is better to bring a cushion, to bring a pillow, to bring a blanket, and know you're sitting in a safe space than to be stuck at home in this storm and to go into labor with no help. Please heed my words. I am not shouting. I am just excited, and I want the best for my people at this time, right? So where are we now? I think that was number 7. Number 8. People, as I said before, Jamaican people are one of the most helpful lot that I know. Don't worry about them and their miserableness, you know. When time comes for them circle and band together, not even breeze can pass in between them. And I say that to say this. A lot of shut-ins live in our communities. A lot of the times, because of them ego, them no want nobody coming in their yard, you can come in at them house, and even if you offer them a cup of water, put it on the veranda, me can take you out there. Please go and get these shut-in people into a shelter. When they're stuck in a home with nobody with them for 2 to 3 days, anything can happen. And if you know you have a shut-in neighbor who's stubborn and you cook little extra food, please carry 2 plates of food, go left on the veranda if they don't want to leave. At least they won't have little food. Master will have the sore foot, pick him up. Can go down at the community center or the basic school or the high school or the church that is serving as a shelter. I see one video today with one church that allow people to even leave them car in the church for safekeeping. Care no more important than human life. So just like how you can move your car in there, try and move your elderly community members into a church, into a shelter, a community center, a basic school, whatever it is. Move them into that space so they can be safe until the storm passes, right? We do this for each other all the time. No matter how people want to say Jamaica this and Jamaica that, we are always out to help each other all the time. Zine, so that was number 8. For number 9, I know I touched on the topic of cooking the food that you have, but I know a lot of people during this time have probably bought non-perishables, and your non-perishables will be like your shelf-stable food and your canned goods. So everybody else have 3 tin mackerel, 3 canned beef, and 3 sardine, and probably 3 tin of tuna put on. Zine, and you will have your crackers and your bread. I have seen the videos of everybody in the bread store, National Bakery, sell off and make a profit this weekend because no bread no left in Jamaica. The impact of Jamaicans buying bread during a hurricane and the impact that KFC has on Jamaica needs to be researched and studied and peer reviewed and put on some journal, because my people, when you come on to bread or hurricane, when you come on to KFC, it needs to be studied. But I digress. If you do have bread, eat those things that are shelf stable and non-perishables last. Try to cook the things that are in your fridge first and leave the preservative, shelf stable, canned things for last. You know, when you cook the big pot of rice, eat that with the stew chicken neck or the curry chicken foot first. And then whatever is left, you box it up with the canned beef and the tin mackerel. Save those things for last, right? And then number 10, and this is very, very important. You see all I know they on social media watch me right now, and you see all I know who did over TikTok interact with me same way over there. Make sure say you not charge on devices. If you don't have a power bank, try maybe your neighbor have one, but if you do, please make sure you charge your power bank. Please make sure you charge your phone up to 100%. Please make sure that if you have like a tablet and your computer, you charge them as well. Use the tablet and the computer for social media and allow the phone. Keep the phone so that when your relatives abroad like me, a call for fine, we can get through. Because if me call on a Tuesday and by Wednesday me not hear from me, I call police. Me I put up on the back of one milk carton say missing because one not answer my call. Oh, Shanna, I'm sorry, I run out of phone battery because I did a try go up on TikTok before Digicel take away the internet. What you mean? What could you ever mean? What can go so? No. Unacceptable. So I'm saying this. Please ensure that you charge all of your devices. Use the other devices, the tablets and the computers. Use those, save those for social media. And leave the phone so that the relative them can get through to you. Please and thank you. So those are my 10 tips for hurricane preparedness in Jamaica. I hope that by some way they could help somebody at this time. I know it's kind of last minute, but I really felt like I needed to say something. I love my country to my core very dearly, and sometimes it's when you come out of Jamaica, you realize how important that national pride is. And on the back end of this hurricane, I feel like I'm going to be even more proud of my Jamaicans because they're gonna do the right thing. They're gonna make sure that them stay alive. They're gonna help them neighbors. We're gonna recover from this hurricane, and we are going to be a poster child for hurricane recovery. Because sidebar, me said this too before I know the video already long. Me see such country that I live in now making such a big stink deal about us having a hurricane to the point where they're sending reporters on the ground in Jamaica right now to report on said hurricane, and it kind of looks like what is happening? Can I understand say people might have them investments in Jamaica, but hurricanes are expected, right? And it's not like 1 million of such country people stuck down there and can't get out. But there is like this feeding frenzy for them to go to Jamaica to report on this hurricane now, and I just don't understand why, because this has never done before. We're also not really seeing them coming out to talk about how they're going to help us and what aid they're going to provide on the back end of this. So it's kind of skippish where you want come get all of the information, but you're not really sure how you're going to help and what you're going to be doing with that information. And also, we know that you don't have a good track record of how you treat people when it comes on to hurricanes in your own country. Hashtag Hurricane Katrina. Wait there, who said that? Who said that? Yeah. So, and also there is a lot of things happening here that can also be reported. So this over-exaggerated excessiveness that is being reported by them in Jamaica to us in America is a little touches for me. I don't know how I feel about it yet. Maybe on the back end it's something that I am not seeing, but I'm very skeptical about what the motive for all of this is. Rant over. Anyways, I think I've said enough now. This video is going to probably be one of my longest yet, but it is only because I love my people and I love my country. And I know we're going to weather this storm. Jamaicans are one of the most resilient people in the world. That small little dot on the map by square miles has had the most impact on the world than any other country. Right? Everybody wants to be us, everybody wants to visit us, but for that to happen, we need to stay strong and we need to get through Melissa and start the recovery as soon as we can. And I can't wait to hear from everybody after Tuesday. I know she's a slow-moving girl. Melissa, you know our name Young, she behave like a millennial for true, because she does her do her nails, get her eyelash them done. She's not ready for come out yet, she's not ready for step out in the video light yet. And I feel that's why she's taking her time. Anyways, I'm done rambling. I do hope you guys have a good Sunday, and if you can, please reach out to your relatives in Jamaica and find out how they're doing. Also, if you do have any tips or tricks as to what to do when a hurricane is coming, feel free to put them in the comments below. I really genuinely enjoy reading the comments when you do actually comment, so that's something to look forward to as well. And if you haven't done so as yet, please like, subscribe, and share. I don't have no baga, I don't have no pasa, but I will always try to share knowledge and bring some positive vibes over here. Happy Sunday to everybody and have a good evening.